My name is Roger, and this story still gives me chills whenever Halloween comes around. It happened 3 years ago, on a Saturday night, the kind of chilly autumn evening when the world feels quiet but alive. At the time, I was 29, working an office job that paid well but drained the soul. Being the new guy meant I got the worst shifts and almost no holidays off. But that year I was lucky. I finally got Halloween night off, and it's always been my favorite holiday. My girlfriend had gone out of town with her family, so I planned to spend the night relaxing. Just me, some horror movies, and a big bowl of leftover candy. I lived in a small rental house on the edge of town. Not isolated, but far enough that when the neighborhood kids went home, the street got eerily quiet. By 9:30 p.m., most houses had turned off their porch lights. I remember sinking into my couch, flipping through channels until I landed on The Conjuring 2. The candy bowl sat on the coffee table, half empty, wrappers scattered around. Then I heard it, a soft knock at my side door. It was odd, because by that time, no kids were out trick-or-treating anymore. Still, I figured maybe a couple of latecomers wanted candy. I grabbed the bowl and went to the door. When I opened it, there was no one there, just the cool air, rustling leaves, and the distant hum of a car passing by. I looked around. Driveway empty, street silent. Probably kids messing around, I muttered, and went back inside. About 15 minutes later, just as I started to relax again, I heard it. Another knock. But this time, it came from the back door. Now, that door led out to a small deck, and nobody ever came that way. That's when a strange tension started crawling up my spine. I muted the TV and just listened. The house was still us except for one sound, a metallic rattle. The doorknob, slowly turning. My chest tightened. Someone was testing the lock. I stood frozen in the living room, heart hammering in my throat. Then I saw him, through the small kitchen window, under the pale porch light. A man crouched near my back door. He wore dark clothes, a cheap cracked mask pushed up on his head, in his hand, a crowbar. He wasn't hiding. He wasn't even rushing. He was calm, deliberate, like he'd done this before. I grabbed my phone and whispered to 911, trying not to make a sound. The operator told me to stay quiet, lock myself somewhere safe, and keep her updated. I backed away from the stairs, afraid the floorboards might creak. Then I heard it. The faint pop of something metal. He was prying off the basement window screen. My voice was shaking as I whispered, "He's at the basement now." The dispatcher stayed calm, telling me officers were already en route. She asked me to stay on the line, to keep talking. But then came the sound that made my blood turn to ice, glass shattering. He was breaking in. I gripped a kitchen knife, crouching at the top of the stairs, terrified to even breathe. Every second felt endless. I could hear his footsteps circling the house, slow and steady, like he was deciding where to enter next. Then suddenly, headlights, red and blue lights washed across my living room walls. The man bolted. Through the blinds, I saw him sprint.